All right, we are now live. LeeAnna,
What's
how are
up?
you today?
I feel like I literally I woke up, I got dressed, I started working, and then it was 5:30. I don't understand what happened between 11 and 5:29.
Today was super irritating for many reasons. So I have my White Russian cocktail right here.
Nice.
So this is going to be a fun chat.
Probably end up being the most boring chat we've ever.
It'll be entertaining for us.
We can always entertain
Oh
ourselves
my
pretty
God.
well.
No, I woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, couldn't get back to sleep. And so now I'm
That's gross.
exhausted. I had an in-home consult today, which went well. I got to hold a 4-month-old kitten. He
Oh,
was so adorable. His name was Cashew.
Cashew.
Oh, so cute. Um, all right, so we're gonna start. We're a minute in, and 2 people have joined us. My apologies. I'm Dr.
They're
Marci.
probably our moderators.
They probably are. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Mia. Oh gosh. No, thank you so much for joining us. I am Dr. Marci Koski, and I have with me the stunning LeeAnna Buis, and we are cat behavior consultants with Feline Behavior Solutions, and we do this every week at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays, and it hasn't killed us yet. So, yay.
It hasn't killed us. I don't know what it's doing for everybody else.
Yeah, it might be more deadly to others. No, but I'm excited about today because today we are going to be talking about 10 things that you might not know about your cats. And this is gonna span the gauntlet. And it's mostly I was looking at our list, LeeAnna, and this is mostly like biology related. Um, and I think this is really important stuff to know because the more you understand your cat and how your cat works, the
Yes.
more you're able to meet her needs and make sure that you're on the same page with your cat.
Yeah, the more you understand why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly. And so these things will help you understand how cats see their world, how they navigate their environment, some of the adaptations that they've made to do so. And so I'm excited about this. We're going to talk about 10 things just very briefly. And let's see, anything else? Anything else?
We could probably do a 10 things you didn't know about your cat once a month and still, have a year's worth.
Probably. Yeah, it's we got, I don't know. I find this stuff fascinating. I have a undergraduate degree in biology, and this is the kind of stuff that this is the kind of stuff that I just ate up. So I'm going to take some, and LeeAnna's going to take some, and we're going to start off with me. And I know some of these are things that when I go and talk to my clients, I tell them these things, and they just have no clue. So
Yeah.
So they're
Most
always
cat
really
parents
surprised.
don't know this. We didn't know this until someone taught us.
Exactly. Yes. Like most things.
Yeah. Okay, valid point.
Yeah. No, we all learn from somewhere, so it's all good. Oh, and then if you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat. I'm going to be paying attention. This is broadcast over 2 different locations. We have on our Facebook business page, the Feline Behavior Solutions business page, and also in our Feline Behavior Solutions private group. So I'm going to try to pay attention to comments. And okay, why don't we get started? Did you know that cats are not nocturnal? They are not nocturnal.
No, aren't they supposed to be up hunting all night long and keeping you awake and driving you crazy?
No. Oops, here we go. I'm muting that. Okay, so yeah, no, cats are not nocturnal. They're actually crepuscular. So nocturnal means awake and active at night. Crepuscular means awake and active at dawn and dusk, those transitional times of day. And this is because, guess what? Cats' prey are most active at those times of day. So
Yes.
the worms come out, and then the early birds come out, and you hear the chirping, and everybody gets super active at dawn. And that's because as prey animals, they want to have some amount of cover so that they can forage, but then not get eaten themselves. So cats have to be one step ahead, and they have to be active at those times too. And speaking of one step ahead, this brings me to my second point. One reason why cats are not nocturnal. Did you know that cats cannot see in the dark?
I mean, I've heard that.
Yes. Guess what? If you have eyeballs, you need light to see.
That is a great way to put it.
That's fundamentally how eyeballs work. They need light. Light goes in.
Are you comfortable making a blanket statement like that, Marci?
I'm pretty sure. Except for some like blind fish in underwater caves that never see the light of day. Some of them don't have eyes. Some of them have like vestigial eyes where they just don't even see anymore. So because they don't have any light. So why would they? But yeah, basically, I mean, in order for eyes to function, they need light. And cats are really good at seeing in low light levels. We'll show you an example in just a minute. But when it's dark, they can't see. So they have to navigate by memory, touch, smell. And so this is why I always recommend, if you have litter boxes in your home, please have litter boxes in your home. Put a nightlight near your litter box and your food. Because if cats are walking around at night, sometimes they do get up at night. But typically they should be kind of sleeping at night. But if it's dark in a particular area, like say you have stuff in a basement or, oh my goodness, a closet, please put light sources in there. Cats are predators and prey. And so lights will help them feel a little bit more comfortable and find their resources a little bit better, especially older cats who are starting to lose their vision a little bit. So
definitely. And that aren't as nimble walking around anymore and need to be careful stepping in and out of the box. Being able to see it helps.
And so Danielle just said hello from Austin. Hello, Danielle. We're happy to have you here. So LeeAnna, what is another thing about cat eyes, cat vision?
So one of the things that kind of surprised me is that cats are nearsighted, so they see better up close, except about a foot in front of their face. They do not see well at all for about a foot in front of their noses.
Can you repeat that? I fear you might have cut out just a little bit saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. So cats are nearsighted. They see best up close, not as good from far away, but they can't see well about a foot in front of their faces.
All right.
So all those times when you're waving the toy right in front of your cat's face to try to get it to play and it's acting like there's nothing there, it's because it can't see it. You need to move it out a little bit.
And I can share my screen. I have an example of some of what cats see. This series of photographs came out a few years ago, and it compared human vision with cat vision. So let me see if I can figure this out. And I'll also let you talk a little bit about, let's see, cat color vision as well. So what do cats see in color? I'm going to try to.
So cats generally perceive blues and yellows pretty well. They can't distinguish well between reds and greens. So a lot of the toys you see that are bright reds and pinks, those are not for cats. Those are for us. This is because they have a lot fewer cones than humans do. And so they see color much less intensely. They see the hues much less intensely than we do. And it's a little small on the screen, so it's hard to see, but you can kind of see that you've got the human version on the top, you've got the cat version underneath, that they can still differentiate between those tones a little bit, but they're not seeing the same kind of detail that people are. And that one on the top is a great example of how their greens tend to turn a little more yellow. Yeah, people think that cats have great eyes, and they do in some aspects, but not others.
I think it turns off my microphone when
Yes, it
I'm not
does.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I had a feeling you were trying to talk.
yeah.
Nothing's happening, so I'll
I
talk.
wish it was, yeah, I don't know how to zoom in on the browser window, but those, the color vision is interesting. And then, LeeAnna, like you were saying, cats don't see really good in front of their face. So you know how like you're trying to give a cat a treat and then they act like they don't know where it is and they kind of have to find it with their nose and their whiskers because they don't see it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then when I think about cat toys, I think about colors that they can see really well. So I usually go for yellows, blues, black, white. Things are going to be the most contrasty,
Yeah.
as opposed to reds and greens. But that's just me. Okay, so LeeAnna, why don't you talk a little bit about cats and being
Isn't that
domestic?
what we're doing?
Yeah.
Talking about cats.
We're talking about cats. Why don't you talk about domestication? Because I think a lot of people don't understand cat
Yeah.
domestication.
Yeah, so this is something that I call out in every consultation that I ever do.
Mm-hmm.
We call them domestic house cats, but really they're not all that domesticated. They haven't been through the same kind of selective breeding like we did with dogs. So think about with dogs, I'm going to simplify this a lot, but we took a wolf and we said, okay, this is great. Love what's happening here. We need a version of this that can sleep in the snow on the farm. So we're going to breed this stuff out and this stuff in. We need a version of this that's great with kids. So we're going to breed this stuff out and this stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
With cats, the only thing that we really breed for is appearance. That's it. And even that, not so much anymore. Not that many people have purebred cats nowadays. So the cat that you have sleeping on your couch right now is really, really similar to their wild ancestors from 8,000 years ago roaming the plains of Africa. They still have the same instincts, they have the same needs, they have the same prey drives. And when you think about your cat's life and your cat's actions and reactions with that in mind, you see them in a different light. You understand things so much better. So I think that is such an important thing to know about cats.
I think that the basic relationship between humans and cats and dogs is really different too, because cats, I'm sorry, humans domesticated dogs really to act as hunting partners and as for protection.
Yeah.
So humans and dogs worked very closely together within the last, 30 to 40,000 years. It's thought that dogs have been domesticated at least twice in different parts of the world. And the relationship that humans have had with cats is fundamentally very different. It's very hands-off.
And much shorter too.
Much shorter. So the earliest evidence we have of a cat-human relationship is only about 9,500 years ago. And cats essentially domesticated themselves. They said, we see you have a rodent problem over there with your grain stores. Do you mind if we take care of that for you? And then the humans were like,
heck yes.
Okay, you do your thing, we'll do our thing. And then really it's only been, cat litter was first invented in 1947.
I did not know that.
That is when cats really made the move to sometimes living inside homes.
Yeah, that's eye-opening. That I've never heard that before. That is really puts it into perspective.
Cats, I think, had lived in homes
Yeah,
long before them, but they were indoor-outdoor animals.
yeah.
And with the advent of cat litter, they then started living inside, sometimes exclusively. And really, it's only been the last, 20, 30 years or so that cats have been at least in the United States.
Yeah.
People have been giving cats strictly indoor lives. So fundamentally very different evolutionary domestication process between cats and dogs. I think that's so fascinating.
It is. And so when you feel like you're having behavior issues with your cat, look at it through that lens and see if you see it a little bit differently.
Yeah. They're wild animals. It's like,
Right.
you basically have a tiny wild animal living in your home, and it's
Nice little
amazing
house
that
cat
they haven't killed us and destroyed all of our stuff.
One of my clients today, as I was explaining to her the pre-sequence and how they hunt, she said, I have an evil mastermind serial killer living in my house. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah. She said it with respect because she loves it. So
all right. Now, LeeAnna, you more recently than I did took a feline nutrition course.
yes.
And you are up on the feline food and feeding and nutrition and digestive system stuff. Tell me, okay, we're actually on number 5. Can you believe it? Number 5 for our list.
Quick.
And I know this is super quick. So why don't you talk a little bit about meals and feeding for cats?
Yeah. So this is another one that like all cat parents should know this, and no one tells us these things, right? We have cats and they don't come with instructions, and they should. So cats need to eat every 6 to 8 hours or so. And that's because, again, going back to the fact that they are still pretty much the same cats they would be if they were wild, they will hunt 20 plus times a day. They will eat 7, 8, 9 times a day, just depending on how much they catch. And what they're catching each time is, a bug here, a little rodent here, a slightly larger bird here. So cats are used to eating very tiny meals many times a day. Their stomachs are about the size of a ping pong ball, so really tiny stomachs. It only takes about 1.5 tablespoons of food to fill a cat's stomach. And they have really short digestive tracts. So if your cat goes more than 6, 7, 8 hours without eating, they're going to start to get really hungry. And just like people, they can get hangry. So if you're having cranky cat issues, anxious cat issues, especially if you have more than one cat around, take a look at how often you're feeding them and make sure, if you can, 3 meals a day is great. 4 meals a day can be fine. You're not feeding them more. You're feeding them the correct amount per your vet, just in smaller chunks throughout the day. That can make a huge difference with behavior issues, with the mental state of your cat, with your cat's energy. Really good stuff to keep in mind.
I agree with that. I've been finding recently a lot of my clients with cat aggression issues, like inner cat aggression. I think hunger triggers that urge to hunt and also hangriness, like you said. And so I think when we have cats that are getting especially cranky with each other, or one cat's hunting another, I usually ask what time of day that is. And it's usually in the morning or the evening, right around those times when they tend to get more active. And, this happens a lot, especially with my clients that are feeding 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So, many cats can graze on food, but many cats don't. And a mouse is only 30 calories. So,
which is about the same amount of calories, if I recall, as one of our little churu squeezy treats.
well, actually, the churu is only 6 calories.
Oh.
Yeah, those are only 6 calories. Let's see. Danielle wrote, my cat with hyperthyroidism eats about 10 times a day. I feel like she gets a big spoon. Yeah. Perfect.
My senior cat, she had a really bad kidney infection. And when she got better, she changed her eating habits, and I work from home so that I can accommodate it. So it's fine. But same thing with her. She'll, every couple hours, she's like, okay, I'm ready for a teaspoonful of food now.
Yeah.
The things we do for our babies.
I know. And there are all sorts of automatic feeders out there. So if you can't feed your cat a third meal, there are a ton of different kinds of feeders out there. Even feeders with cold packs in them that keep wet food cold and fresh. I mean, cats don't love cold food, but you know what? If it's a matter of eating that or being super hungry, then
as long as mom's not home, they'll eat it.
Yeah, exactly. So, lots of different feeders out there. Okay, now speaking of that tum tum, LeeAnna, what's up with that hanging flap of belly?
The cookie flap under the belly. Yeah. So think about your cat when they run down the hallway and you're behind them and you see the gut swinging back and forth, right? That can be an overweight cat, but most, if not all, cats have that little bit of saggy belly. That is called a primordial pouch, and it has a couple of purposes. When you think, I always think, I don't know the cat's name, but I'm sure you'll recognize it from social media. The cat that loves to be picked up, and so he holds his arms up, and his parents pick him up, and he just stretches out as big and long as he can. Cats wouldn't be able to do that if they had tight belly skin. Their legs can really stretch far, so having that pouch there gives them the extra skin they need to really stretch out. Also, if you think about one of the ways that your cat kills their toys, right? Kills their prey, they roll over and they do the bunny kick, and that exposes their belly. So having that extra skin there gives them more protection when they're in a battle of life and death with something that has claws. And having that excess skin, if you kind of pull on your cat's skin anywhere on their body, so they've got kind of excess skin everywhere. And that gives them more of an opportunity to kind of slither and slink away from predators once they've got a hold of them.
Cats can turn into noodles.
They can. They can. We talked about it when we were talking about harness training. They can liquefy and get out of a harness. That's part of the reason why.
Yeah, they are noodles.
Yeah.
It's magic. It's magic.
It's very magic.
I mean, even trim cats will have that primordial pouch.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, cats need to run really fast sometimes to get their prey and jump to escape predators. And they make long strides, so they need to stretch out.
Yeah, when you see like the slow motion shot of a cat running and jumping, they're horizontal.
Yeah, given the shape of my primordial pouch, I feel like I should be able to run faster.
Yeah, I feel like I should be able to run at all. I've been sitting in this chair since 9 o'clock this morning, so.
I feel you, sister. All right. Okay, speaking of cats running, did you know that cats, and I'm going to mispronounce this word, and I have since I first learned this word a long time ago. Cats are actually digitigrade. Digitigrade. I don't know where the emphasis goes on that word.
You're the doctor. I'm going to refer to you.
It's digitigrade versus plantigrade. And this means that cats actually walk on their toe tips as opposed to the middle of their paw. So we walk on the palms of our feet. Palms of our feet?
Soles of our feet?
Soles of feet. Not sound right.
Paw pads of our toes.
Yeah, oh my goodness. It's been a long day. So yeah, we walk on the soles of our feet. We don't walk on the toes. We don't walk on our toes. But cats do, and this is actually something that they have in common with elephants. Elephants walk on their tiptoes too. They don't walk flat-footed. I learned this because I worked many, many years ago after grad school. I worked as an overnight tour guide at the San Diego Wild Animal Park when it was the Wild Animal Park. So I used to do overnight tours, and then I did like a 1 month long kind of job trade as an elephant keeper, which was very interesting. So I learned a lot about elephants. The elephants were amazing. The people, not so much. It's a whole other story. So anyway, yeah, cats walk on their tippy toes. And this is just another, and I'm not going to get into declawing, but it's that's why we don't really condone declawing, because that is essentially amputating the last digit in their toes. So then they have to walk on nubs or walk on their palms, which throws off a lot of their biomechanics, and it can really increase joint issues down the line and a lot of other things. So anyway, they walk on their tiptoes, and those paws are super sensitive anyway. They have whiskers or whiskers on the back of their paws, and that can help them locate prey when they're wrestling with it. They're extremely sensitive because remember, like LeeAnna said, they can't see up close to their face, and so when they have something that they're trying to eat and kill, they need to know exactly where that prey item is, because they use their teeth often to kill their prey, and they don't want it getting away. And they just have those cute little murder mitts, right? So they use their facial whiskers and the whiskers on their feet, and also those toe fluffs, those little floofs. And that is what helps them, understand where that prey is moving in front of their face so that they can kill it and then eat it. And then also paw pads have scent glands in them.
Yes.
So when they scratch, they leave behind scent marks as well. So those paws are amazing.
That's so fascinating.
I know, like every little bit. And guess what? Now we're going to talk about ears. We're going to talk about ears, yo.
Here's the cute part.
Okay. And so this is really, really cute. Those little tufts of fur? Do you know what those are called? That come out of the ear?
But I like the way you tell the story.
Those are called ear furnishings.
Doesn't it feel like
which I just love? Those
like
little tufts.
Century, like get your gloves and get your hat and get your ear furnishings.
Well, look at those darling little ear furnishings you have. They're so distinguished. Yes, I just love it. I don't know where that term came from, but yeah, and that helps keep debris out of their ears, because they're kind of up and out, and they're one of those sensory organs that need to turn and twist, so it keeps debris out of the ears. Don't trim those things. Don't trim them. Yeah, and so I don't have a whole lot to discuss about ears other than cats have very keen sense of hearing, a very broad range. They can hear tiniest little squeak of high-pitched prey. They have a wider range of hearing than humans do, for sure.
Yeah, I can attest to that because I had a squirrel in my attic last week, and my cats were losing their minds.
Oh, gosh.
Listening to him run around up there. So he's out and safe. We didn't murder him or anything, but
yeah. Oh my gosh.
But the cat ears spent all night twisting.
I can imagine Ollie was just like, what is going on?
I mean, at one point the squirrel fell down into the wall where the bathtub plumbing is. So he was like at floor level in the wall, and I thought Ollie was going to tunnel through my drywall. He lost his mind. It was not an easy 2 days.
I'm glad that squirrel got out, and hopefully he doesn't do it again.
It was
a very bad
squirrel. To get out, so
yes. I'm just happy it wasn't a rat. So
me too. Knock on wood.
We're knocking on wood. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the noises that cats make. So, LeeAnna, what can you tell me about hissing and growling?
Yeah, so, when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I tried to think about misconceptions, and this one always stands out for me. When you see a cat who is hissing and growling, your first thought is angry, hateful, mad. Probably not. Probably really, really scared. Mm-hmm. With cats, just about any negative emotion turns into aggression of one form or another. But when you see cats who are hissing and growling, who are very closed off, who are very prickly, who are very jittery, that tends to be more fear than anything else. So I like to call that out because it can give you a different perspective, especially, if you're trying to work with a nervous cat, if you brought a new cat or a new dog into the house and you're looking at the way your cat is reacting. If you're trying to help a stray cat, a lot of what you think is them being mean and vicious is really just them being really, really afraid.
I heard something really interesting about hissing and growling the other day, and I can't remember. I'm trying to remember where I heard this, and I think it was an interview. I can't remember where I heard it. I can't remember who said it. But she pretty much said that hissing was a response that cats really can't control. It's just very reactive, and it
just comes out.
Comes out. They can't really control it. Whereas growling is more of a controllable, like they make the conscious decision to growl.
Yeah. And when you listen to them make those sounds, you can kind of pick up on that.
Yeah, because there are a lot of different types of growling, yowling, screaming, blah, blah, blah. And I think you're right, LeeAnna. I think that in terms of cats interacting, at least with humans, most growling and hissing is done out of fear.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're obviously doing something that's just making that cat super mad.
Right. If you're being hateful to the cat might be hateful back. Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, cats being predators and prey and having those instincts so completely intact.
Yeah.
They are geared for survival.
Yeah.
And fear is very advantageous when it comes to survival.
Keeps them alive. Yeah.
It keeps them alive. So a lot of cats will turn on that fear response right away. And we interpret it as cats being grumpy or mean or nasty or blah, 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 blah. But if you, like you said, turn around your perspective and go, gosh, I wonder if this cat could actually be afraid of things.
Yeah.
It makes you see things in a whole different light.
That's why it's so upsetting to see like Facebook videos and things where people are showing cats hissing and growling like that, because that they're not being entertaining, they're not being funny, they're not being cranky.
I can't watch those anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. Every time I'm scrolling and I see a video with a cat starting to growl or, get puffed out or hissing, I can't watch it anymore. It's
I'm the same way. I generally have to pop into the comments just so I can see at least one person point out the fact that this is an upset cat, then I feel better and I can go about my day.
I feel better when I see those, but then I feel bad for the person who's leaving those comments, because a lot of times they get just so much hate. Oh, come on, lighten up. This is just a joke. Yeah. Like that just makes me mad.
People out there commenting like that, we see you and we love you.
Yes. Keep doing it.
I know. Marci, tell us about purring, because purring is probably the single greatest thing about cats, and not just for the reasons that most of us think.
Right. And this is actually number 10 on the list. Can you believe we've gone through all 10?
But this is one of my favorite cat facts of all time.
And purring is one of my favorite all-time sounds ever.
Which is why I just told you about the new video game I discovered where you randomly get to find cats, and as soon as you find them, they start purring.
Oh my God, I have to look into that. Yeah, Cashew today, the little kitten that I got to visit, he was a purr machine. It was amazing. So, okay, fun fact. Cats don't always purr when they're super content. A lot of cats do. A lot of cats will purr, and in a lot of ways, it's kind of like, oh, yes, keep doing that thing that you're doing. Yeah. I'm enjoying that. So cats purr out of pleasure and contentedness. But cats will also purr if they're extremely stressed, extremely injured, close to death. Mm-hmm. And it's thought that one reason why they do this.
Yeah, that part's not my favorite part. The favorite part is coming. Let me be clear.
Yes. Oh, yeah. LeeAnna does not like it when cats have to purr because they're close to death or highly injured.
That's not what I was going for.
Yeah. No, but the reason for that is that purring occurs at a vibration frequency that is able to repair soft tissue and bones. So
happy.
Oh gosh, I know. I pet a purring cat and I just feel like calm. Even the sound of it and when I feel that vibration, I just feel so much more
Like
calm.
knowing that they could be healing themselves while they're purring just makes me so happy.
I know. It's something that can help with healing. And I just find that so amazing. And I think that actually medicine for humans has looked at that frequency of vibration in terms of helping humans heal for
Can you
certain
imagine if like cat purr therapy became a thing where like you had to go in once a week and just be covered in purring cats?
Give me all the kittens.
Right?
Cover me in a pile of
Clinical
kittens.
tests.
I volunteer as tribute. I'll volunteer for that job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway, so that's our top 10 list, and that was some good stuff. I love talking about feline biology.
Yeah. That's the only kind of biology I want to talk about, though. So don't think that we're gonna like expand that. Like the elephant fact was cool, but that's far enough.
You're like, I'm over it. No other.
Let's stick with cat stuff.
Well, we'll have to do another one of these 10 things rundowns later.
Yeah.
And I always think they're fun. So let's see. Oh, LeeAnna, oh shoot, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but enrichment wise, have you done anything new for your cats aside from letting Ollie obsess about a squirrel?
I let a squirrel in the attic. That's what we did this week for enrichment.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't do anything specific this week other than trying to find new ways to play with our wand toy. But when I was thinking about this earlier today, I was trying to think back of what was different this week for us. And I'm going to get a little philosophical here, so bear with me. But I realized that something that Ollie and I did a lot this week was I laughed with him a lot. He just had me giggling every 5 minutes this week, just doing cute, random, weirdo cat things. And, you know, it reminded me that, like, we should just take a minute and watch our cats and revel in that because they're little goofballs and they really can brighten your day if you just take a minute and watch them. So, our enrichment this week was more for me, I think, than them. But, you know, I'm here by myself most of the time. So if it wasn't for my cats making me laugh, then I wouldn't be laughing all that much. So it was a nice little thing to realize this week that I laughed out loud a lot, and it was because of my cat. So
yeah.
So
no,
your cats.
Well, okay, so I don't know why our catio still hasn't been installed on my own. Weeks ago. Abby is like, you lie, it's never coming. It is, I swear it. So anyway, last Saturday, Chris and I went to the farmer's market, and one of my very favorite cat stands was there. And I see them all over the place.
Like a cat stand at your farmer's market?
Well, yeah. So yeah, so like I think it's the first time I've seen them there, but I've seen them at like different cat conventions and local things. So it's catnip takeout, and it's all catnip toys. So I got 3 of these. It was like 3 for $10, and we picked out a cupcake one because it was the cat's birthday a little while ago. And then Chris picked out a couple of so all sorts of different patterns. And this is filled exclusively with catnip. So no filler other than catnip.
Amazing.
I love it. So yeah, we got them more catnip toys. And they were enthralled with that. And so that was a new thing. But yeah, catnip takeout. And when you buy the catnip toys, your bag is a little Chinese food container with
that's so cute.
Awesome. I love it.
One of those things that's totally for the cat parent, not the cat, but that's okay.
Kinda. Yeah. So Denise said she wants to see a topic addressing proper introductions.
Yes.
And we can absolutely do that. It can just be so involved.
I know. What is that, like 112% of our normal business is cat introductions?
Oh it's all about, everything's cat introductions. So
Yeah.
we can definitely take on some of that, and we could do it next week if you want
Sure.
to. Yeah, we could do that. And then Denise, I'm sorry, I don't think either of us have had time to pop those toy lists into the video descriptions in Facebook and YouTube. And
Lovely topic.
we're on the Be Live platform, and it's been having a hard time uploading to YouTube lately. So we still have last week's presentation to upload to YouTube. But Denise, I will promise to try to get those toy links for you into that presentation on YouTube and in Facebook. So we've just been so busy.
Yeah, thank you for reminding us, though. Don't feel like you can't remind us when we tell you we're going to do things and then we don't.
Right. And I will upload this presentation to YouTube so that you can see the beginning of the presentation. All right. Well, we're 40 minutes in. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Yay. I don't know why these, like, some of the comments pop up in the middle of this. I don't know what's going on.
As long as it was that one and not
exactly.
mean one.
Suck, don't make us cry. Anyway, like I said at the beginning, we're going to be doing this Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So come back and join us.
Please tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your neighbors' friends. Oh, look, Ollie just came to say hi. This is Ollie, everybody.
Hi, Ollie. Did you have fun with the squirrel? Bye, Ollie.
I'm not camera ready. I'm going to knock over the camera. I'm going to walk behind and around and on top of the camera, but I don't want to be in front of the camera.
He's behind the scenes.
Oh, God. Pacing back and forth behind the computer.
Well, so if you have any cat behavior questions or issues, and please reach out to us. We are happy to help. Visit us at www.felinebehaviorsolutions.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Leah. And then another person said thank you, and we can't see the name. Sorry about that. We're just so honored that you guys are joining us, and we have a lot of fun doing this. So let us know what brings value to you. But if you need help specifically for your situation, please do reach out to us. You can email us at hello@felinebehaviorsolutions.com, and we are both available for consultations. We have a very reasonably priced consultation for $110. It's our standard consultation. So we're happy to help any way we can. We will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye, guys.
Bye.